forbid anybody would drop by your house and knock on your door and, hey, man, how you doing? Sorry to stop in on you. I know you're going through some tough times.
Don't make fun of me in the comments.
We're going to try and see how many times we can get Jared to use the letter S. Come up, or the even lazier step, you can have them delivered to you. Now, I know that's...
Shout out to Amazon Fresh. You know,
sure,
if you want to sponsor the show, you know, just...
Go ahead. Yeah, we'd be more than happy.
Yeah.
Where you can find... I'm sure if you're already slated against it, you can find a bunch of different reasons why you wouldn't want that to be done. Like, oh, I don't know what's in this. They're just injecting my kid with such and such. And it's like, no. This is not some fly-by-night process.
Welcome, everybody, to Two Couch Talk, episode number 20.
22. It's official, you guys.
That's right. We're climbing on up there.
Yeah.
Climbing on up.
It's been 5 months.
We've been recording for 5 months.
5 months.
That's crazy, man.
I know.
And
It's
shout out to all
insane.
the one-dayers. I know you're out there.
Yeah,
I see
people
you
have
guys.
watched every episode. You know, we appreciate you guys, you know, more than you could ever know.
Yeah, you guys are changing our lives one day at a time.
And
Video at a time.
and don't mind my lisp. I just got my tongue pierced.
It's official,
Over-
episode 20.
over the weekend. So my tongue's still a little swollen. I can't talk that well. Don't make fun of me in the comments.
We're going to try and see how many times we can get Jared to use the letter S
Yeah.
today.
Exactly.
Slippy sandals. No.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to get into my topic. I'm the host. I'm Mannche. That's my other host, GaVinci Raw. That's the permanent guest, Alex Busta,
Hey.
who, as far as I know, doesn't have any trips planned to save the planet here
Coming up.
So,
But, you know, those dolphins need help, too, you know.
Hey, I mean, at the
the
drop of a
rainforest,
hat.
remember the rainforest was on fire?
exactly. You got to
You
go
know?
plant trees.
What you guys don't know, he was literally packing his bag. He was about to leave, and then it rained out there.
Got lucky.
Mhm.
Yep, the rainforest got lucky, you know.
No more frequent flyer miles for me.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to get into my topic. And my topic for today will be why we make stupid people famous.
Good one. All right, so 8 minutes becomes now.
Okay, so stupid people that have been famous. The Catch Me Outside girl, the Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Give me some other ones.
Paris Hilton,
Paris
Nicole
Paris
Richie.
The-
Jeez, I mean,
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine, yeah, he's the wild one. Boonk. Boonk
Oh,
Gang,
yeah.
He's famous for just literally wilding out.
so you're talking about basically just POS people or people who have done nothing to actually add value
Mhm.
to society.
to
Mhm.
society,
Yeah.
to daily life.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, the list is pretty huge
Yeah.
because I mean, like, I'm sure there's people who are older than we are saying, well, what about this person and what about that person? It's like,
Mhm.
well, you know,
So, like, why are they famous?
It's I mean, it's pretty sad, and it's a big old shame on you to the, you know, generic American consumer of media. We're all about them reality TV shows, and we're all about paying so much attention to people who are crappy. I don't know why this is, but especially for reality TV shows. I mean, can you imagine a reality TV show that didn't have drama in it or didn't have people
true. That'd be insanely boring.
behaving, you know, really, really, really shitty to each other
Yeah.
or other
Yeah.
people or things like that. I mean,
The whole
that
cast of Jersey Shore.
it would definitely. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it would definitely be a completely different kind of show and the general public's just not interested in seeing that kind of stuff. So we watch, Keeping Up with the Kardashians or other shows, or we support the music of people who are crappy, and they're not even necessarily good at their craft either. They just have a lot of fan base from, like, the Catch Me Outside girl was she's famous for being a shitty person in front of a really big audience, and that's how she got to go and do music. She's just kind of riding the coattails of that popularity to turn it into something else. Doesn't mean that she's a good musician. It means that she already has this backing of people who support them because they know about them and think, I don't know if they think like, oh, that girl is badass. She told off all these people.
She told off Dr.
Whatever.
Phil and said, I'll fight every one of you.
And it's like, no, realistically, from the point of view of an adult, you're a disrespectful little shit. You deserve to get spanked for that shit more than you deserve to receive booming popularity and stardom.
So what you're saying is we're all pretty effed up people for searching out that kind of content.
Well, it's because we're all guilty, and it's almost like a guilty pleasure that exists especially in the United States. I'm sure if you go overseas, I'm sure scientists, and I would assume so. I'm not sure. I've never actually been outside of the United States other than like Mexico. But like, I'm sure if you go to like Eastern Europe or Europe and things like that, I'm sure some of those people, I'm pretty positive, because of like a lot of the scientists and people who are held are from over there. And it's like, and yet all the scientists, teachers, firefighters, and all the people who are actually doing good here in America, their names are never even uttered. Usually it's like a professional athlete's like, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? They actually donated to the school. What a great person they are. Or even like,
why is nobody talking about Akon anymore? He fucking gave
he literally
internet to, was it internet or just straight up power?
It's power to a whole entire, was it like 30, 40 villages or something like that?
Over in Africa.
It was basically a city.
Making the world a better place in places other than here.
With his own money, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't get funded by some big company. Apple didn't approach him and say, hey, we need to, give people power. No. He said, I need to fix this world. This is how I'm going to do it. He went and did it.
I saw on the news with the whole Amazon rainforest thing, Selena Gomez hired 3 water planes. I don't know what you would call them. The planes that drop water.
Yeah.
Okay. She hired 3 of those with her own money to send over to the rainforest and dump water on the fire to try and put it out.
I think a couple of like celebrities ended up doing that too. Or I know that I'd heard that of somebody else. I just can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
On the top of my head.
That's with their own money.
And I mean, those things are incredible because those are people who already have fame and already have the means to do this kind of thing, and they're just taking, we'll call it humanitarian responsibility. They see these things that are wrong with the world, and they realize, it's like an equation: thing wrong plus my current financial situation, which is able to help thing wrong, equals thing getting better.
Fixing.
So it's like, it's pretty unfortunate that those things get glossed over.
Because I didn't even know about that till you said that right now.
People don't hear about that kind of stuff until like word of mouth, but you don't see it on the news, or you don't see other other like media outlets. All you find is just, hey, Bad Baby or the Catch Me Outside girl released a new song today.
Yeah, you should go check it out.
And it's like, why should you care?
Exactly.
You weren't interested in her music before. You don't like her because she's a quality musician. You like her because she's a piece of shit. She's shitty.
Or it's the well, I'm kind of curious. They keep pushing her. Maybe her music's a little better, or maybe her music got good. Let me listen. No, it's still bad.
No, it's still bad.
It's not what I want to listen to. Okay, well then, why should I keep listening to this person? Oh, well then it's because they keep pumping and pumping and pumping it. I don't know. It blows my mind 'cause it's like, you know, the all the scientists and all the research and everything that the world's happening out here, and you know, like the thing that they're doing is literally potentially fixing our future and making sure the human race can continue, but no one knows about them because they don't want to show them on the media because it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Could you imagine if, say, scientists, teachers, firefighters receive the same social accolades and attention that our athletes did, that our musicians did, or our reality stars did? I mean, if we threw the same level of, let's call it, worship at them as we do at these people who realistically don't deserve it, I mean, that means that society changed at that point, and we're more interested in supporting a better quality of things, and a better quality of person, rather than just, this is put in front of me, this person's awful, but they were awful in front of enough people that I may as well check out what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's 8 minutes, you guys. Would either you gentlemen like to use your 5?
No, I'm good.
I'm okay.
All right. So with that being said, what do you guys think about in the comments? Just let us know below what you guys think. Do you think there's any, hell, even social stigmas about, voicing your opinion about that? Would you be hushed? But anyways, with that being said, you guys let us know what you think down below. We'll be down to get that going and, comment back.
Mm-hmm.
So back to you, Mannche.
All right. So that was my topic. Why do we support shitty people? And we're going to move right along to Mr. Alex Busta.
All right. So my topic today is gonna cover on technological communication and whether we think that is a beneficial thing or a detrimental thing to our society.
All right.
So
8 minutes begins now.
All right. So kind of going with that, it's talking to my wife, and sometimes she and I will come up with topics together for the show,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. She's got a level of interest and wants to make sure that we're talking about some good stuff, or at least some stuff that's gonna invoke some thought and invoke some response from people. So one of the things that we've been noticing is you've got all these different companies now, Postmates, Grubhub, all kinds of different companies, even ClickList for grocery stores, where you can order your groceries online and either go pick them up, or the even lazier step, you can have them delivered to you. Now, I know that's
shout out to Amazon Fresh.
For
if
sure,
you want to sponsor the show, just
go ahead. Yeah, we'd be more than happy.
Yeah.
Now I know that stuff, there are certain people who have needs for it. Seniors who aren't able to leave the house, they still need to have food in their homes and groceries and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it does make a pretty good case for a lot of people in certain sets of circumstances. However, we're looking at a world that's becoming increasingly convenient through the method of online ordering or online setting things up. And I thought that, I remember when being able to order your groceries online and have them delivered first came out, and I remember thinking, oh my God, that's so lazy. But then you look at it from the other perspective of the people who could actually use it, and it makes it make more sense. It makes you feel better about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, though, we're really, really getting into that next step where you have things like Rocket Mortgage, which allows you to apply for a mortgage loan from your phone, get an answer back in 5 minutes, don't have to talk to anybody, don't have to hardly do shit. Or companies like Carvana, which state that buying a car should be as easy as ordering something online,
Mm-hmm.
which, no, it shouldn't. If you're an adult, No, it shouldn't. But the problem that I have with these things is while they are stating that they're making our world increasingly more convenient, which by the definition of convenience is true.
Yeah.
They're giving us more options to get things done. What is that doing to our person-to-person communication? It seems like companies nowadays are almost trying to create a way so that you don't have to actually interact with another person in order to initially take care of basic life things like getting groceries, and now to the point of being able to buy a house or car, two of the most major purchases in any person's lifetime. And now you don't actually have to talk to a person to get any of those things done. Why is that?
Well, people suck, first of all.
Well, I'm not going to necessarily argue that.
Yeah.
But no, I think it comes down to less manpower to run the companies. You know, if it's all automated through like a process, you know, a process of elimination, you answer questions, you type in your credit score or whatever, and they give you a yes or no.
Yeah, because they could easily research that through the system, so it's not like you can falsify the information.
Exactly. So
more or less.
So it's like, you know, Carvana probably doesn't have a lot of employees at each individual location because they don't need them. Mm-hmm. Or let's see what else is there. Like I don't know. It just this whole thing reminds me of just Wall-E.
That's the first thing that popped in my head too. I'm like,
it's just Wall-E. We're all gonna be floating around on chairs, fat, not being able to walk, everything handed to us.
Yeah, all our muscles and everything's gonna go into atrophy, and we're just gonna be just lazy slugs on a couch.
Exist.
But even less than the physical atrophy that people would experience, the thing that I'm most concerned about is communicative social atrophy.
Mm-hmm.
People not having the ability to go and do a car deal, not having the ability to go and sit down and figure out a mortgage deal. It just seems like the more of this kind of thing that we offer, the more that we're closing ourselves into our own life and not having to experience talks with people from the outside world, because now there's an automated system for this. Mm-hmm. There's an automated thing for that. And while it does seem, again, very convenient, nice to have those options, but we're getting away from actually communicating with one another. Mm-hmm. And I think social media is one of the biggest proponents of that we have, because I mean, you know, nowadays you hear about so and so lost somebody close to them, and what is it to pull out your phone? Oh man, thinking about you, thoughts and prayers. Instead of back 50 years ago, if you heard that somebody passed away from a friend, you picked up your phone and you called them and said, hey man, I heard about this. I just wanted you to know that I'm thinking about you. If you need to talk, if you need to anything like that, I'm here for you. That's not to say that you couldn't type that out in a message on social media, but I mean,
yeah, but it's way more personal.
Yeah, don't you feel that the impact is super different from receiving a text versus someone calling? Or God forbid anybody would drop by your house and knock on your door and, hey man, how you doing? Sorry to stop in on you. I know you're going through some tough times. Wanted to know if you wanted to talk about it, hang out, get your mind off of it. But nowadays, thoughts and prayers is enough.
I mean, I've moved around a lot in my life, and back when I was still a kid, whenever we moved to someplace new, our neighbors from, you know, multiple houses down would come by and say hi and like introduce themselves and be like, hey, you know, I'm so and so. This is my wife. I have 2 kids. We live 3 houses down from you. Just wanted to welcome you into the neighborhood. I hope you guys, hope your move is all right. If you guys need anything in these first couple days, just let us know. Here's our phone number. And it's like, it makes you feel pretty good because you're like, oh, okay, these are good people who took the time out of their day to go and talk to you and make sure that you're doing all right.
Yeah.
But people don't do that anymore.
No, it's just, especially now with like social media, like you guys are saying, it takes out that inability, or not even ability, but inability to be like, I'm going to do the right thing. So it's just like, oh, it's okay, because there's anonymity now.
Mm-hmm.
You could do anything. You could be anyone on here. Since I didn't really get to talk, that's why I had to add that. All right, so that's that topic. Would you either you gentlemen like to use your 5?
I'm okay.
No, I'm good.
All right, I'm good too.
Sorry to cut you out of that one. Eli.
No, it's all right. I was like, you guys were saying exactly what I was thinking, so I'm like, okay, I don't really have to.
Yeah.
I can add my 2 cents, but regardless, it's gonna be the same as that 2 cents with anything. So, anyways.
All right. So that was Alex Busta's topic.
Information communication.
There you go.
Is it beneficial or derogatory?
I was trying to think of a good way to describe it. All right. So, topic done. Start the next topic.
All right. So, this one is going to be a very controversial one. I want to see what people are going to say about it, especially in the comments. I know my last few have been more lighthearted, but I think it's time to talk about one like this. So, I'm just going to start the timer and just go. I want to talk about the anti-vaccine that's going on in the world. The people who are against it versus the people who are for it. How you guys feel about it. The general consensus are do you agree with the anti-vaxxers? Do you agree with the vaccines? I know we already kind of established on the show that we're more like for science, and it's kind of proven that, some of this stuff's real, but, maybe something's changed in your guys' lives. Maybe something's like kind of swayed the way you feel. So I would like to see what you guys think about that.
All right. Well, I'm all for vaccines. I don't see how we could live in this world for as long as we do without them.
So to play devil's advocate, do you feel like these vaccines could or potentially cause any type of like, not disparaging anyone, but like any type of retardation or any type of like,
nope.
Okay.
And there's reports to prove that in studies of over 100,000 people that none of them were affected in that way.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't they were, perfectly fine, and then they got a measles shot and got autism from it.
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, I'm good.
Right. I'm the same. I'm very much for vaccinations. I was vaccinated as a child myself, and sure we all were, because 30 years ago nobody was having this conversation.
That's true. It was when you were at the hospital, you had to get vaccinated, period. Like that was kind of like the norm.
Yeah.
Right. And I know now there are certain school districts that are starting to just straight up deny enrollment to children if they're not vaccinated, which I can understand from the perspective of you've got to take care of the greater, or you've got to take
Mm-hmm.
care of the majority.
Yeah, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Right. And
I believe Spider-Man said that.
I mean, it's it's harsh. It seems harsh when you're talking about this regarding children, but the kids didn't have any choice on whether or not they would be vaccinated, and that's I know one of the things that a lot of anti-vaxxers are saying is, well, it's you're infringing on the kids' rights because the kid never got to say if they if they wanted to be this or that. It's very similar in the argument of gender association at an earlier age. You dress your boy like a boy. Well, nobody asked him if he wanted to be a boy. It's just so it's one of those things where you can find, I'm sure if you're already slated against it, you can find a bunch of different reasons why you wouldn't want that to be done. Like, oh, I don't know what's in this. They're just injecting my kid with such and such. And it's like, no. This is not some fly-by-night process that they just figured out yesterday. This comes from years and decades and decades of scientific testing, experimentation, trials.
There's so many things that have to go on before vaccines get approved to be given to the general public.
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, honestly, you've got to kind of look at anti-vax people and say, hey, I respect that you have this opinion about that. Obviously, people can have as many opinions as they want on whatever, but in the case of a parent vaccinating a child, if a parent's opinion is that a child should not be vaccinated and that child does not get vaccinated, that infringes on that child, just the same as how they say, the anti-vaxxers say, it infringes on a child to vaccinate a kid who couldn't make a decision.
I would argue that it would infringe more because of you might not get opportunities. Like I just read an article, or wasn't an article, it was just a tweet, but it was a girl in pre-med who was about to graduate, and she wasn't vaccinated, and they would not accept her into medical school unless she got her vaccines.
Yeah, because she's going to be around diseases and things that she can't avoid.
Yeah. How can you even get through pre-med schooling without getting that done? Not just as a we won't let you do this, but like your informationally you learn so much
exactly
that should make you realize, wow, these are a good thing. Because if you're a pre-med student who doesn't believe in a practice of medicine,
which it's
it's like
studying.
It's like going to Hogwarts and not believing in magic. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. And furthermore, scoreboard. Where's polio at? Where are the measles at? The mumps? How long has it? I mean, there are diseases that we and our parents have seen all but eradicated in our lifetimes. That's just in the span of 60 years, 50, 60 years.
Yeah, and there's another reason to get your kids vaccinated, because the more kids that are vaccinated, the less that disease is going to be around, so it protects the kids who aren't vaccinated. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
Right,
it's like,
because the vaccinated kids aren't going to be carrying.
Yeah, they're not going to be carrying it, so they're not going to give it to the anti-vax kids. But if every kid isn't vaccinated, then it's called like the herd, not mentality, like effect, like the herd effect or something like that. It's like, as long as most of like a good majority of the herd or of the group of kids has vaccines, has been vaccinated, that the few who haven't probably won't get it in that group.
Yes,
if they stick within that group.
Right, the vaccinated kids are going to effectively provide a buffer zone.
Exactly.
And then that defeats the argument of the anti-vaxxers of like, well, these, my kids are fine and their immune systems are really strong and it's avoiding that. It's like, but if it doesn't exist, then it's not going to hurt them.
Exactly. They're not around it.
Yeah.
If they were around it, then of course they would get it. Yeah, but if you're around, the 98% of people who have vaccines, you're never going to see those diseases. So it's kind of a
almost like a catch-22 in a way.
Yeah, that argument for that anti-vaxxers use when they're like, oh, my kids aren't getting sick. It's like, well, it's because of vaccines that your kids aren't getting sick.
The absence of evidence is not the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, that was 8. Did you want to use your 5?
I'm okay.
I'm good.
I think
But please get your kids vaccinated.
I'll vaccinate my kids, that's for sure.
They don't have a choice in it, and I didn't have a choice in it. But look at me, I'm nice and healthy now.
Yeah, same
and
here.
Clearly don't have any
major
mental.
Yeah, I mean, I might be a little stupid, but that's just me.
That's just living in society.
Yeah. We are in Arizona. Our brains have been cooked too long.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Have you ever seen Family Guy? They explain it all.
Yep.
King of the Hill as well.
They did one. Oh yeah, they talked about
they
you're
talked
right.
about Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the one thing that we do want to stress to you guys, like, don't get me wrong, we love everyone's opinions. We would love to hear what you guys have to say, especially the anti-vaxxers. If you guys have a really good argument, we'd love to hear that. What the biggest thing is, we're talking just about more or less just like human life in general. Like, you want your kids to flourish and exist and live. This has been decades of history proving that this does help. I mean, just look at the facts before making a quick opinion. That's all we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the outcome of that opinion can be so big.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to create an epidemic over just being ignorant. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Ignorance is an epidemic.
Ignorance is bliss. That is for sure.
All right. So with that being said, I mean, that's all 3 topics. No 5 minutes. So that's the end of our show.
No 5s today. Hey, everybody, thank you for being with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
episode 20.
Big 2-0.
Exactly.
Be coming at you next week with number 21.
Yes, sir.
We're all gonna be legal. You know,
Woo-hoo.
who knows? This might be vodka or tequila.
Or water.
Find out.
Because
Or
we're
water.
still in Arizona.
Yeah, we're still roasting.
Oh man.
Someone save us.
Please. Okay, so that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Our socials will be in the description down below.
Mm-hmm.
Like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so you'll never miss one of our uploads. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you on the 21.
See you
Peace.
guys.
See you later. Peace.